Hello everybody, it's Monday the 30th of November 2009 and weather very bad here over the weekend. Lots of flooding around this immediate area, very cold. Hope things improve, and as I say, just a phone call to neighbours to reassure them if they're old or infirmed might be a big plus. Okay, anyway, I want to move on. I want to talk about articles in yesterday's Sunday Independent. Some of them are fascinating, really. Some of them are fascinating. I'm going to go through, there's 5 of them. I've made all the little links to them, and have a quick look. It won't take too long to look at them. Just have a quick look. Just jimmy through them. Fascinating stuff. First one, page 1, cover article by a man called Liam Collins. Very direct to the point. And what he says is basically, the opening gambit is, so this was not a paedophile ring. And what he basically says is, in order for this to happen, there had to be paedophile rings. In other words, what was happening was, the church was servicing the paedophiles within the state. End of story. That's what he says. That's what I've been saying. It's not possible to do all this. Have all this collusion and this corruption going on. It's not possible. So, fascinating stuff. Whether anything will come of it, it doesn't matter. But it gives you great insight into the type of people that run our society. Okay? The good, don't forget that. The good and the mighty. Alright? Men with the crow's ears. Men up in Dollar, Garda, Sheikh, the judges. All those sort of people. Okay? All those sort of people. And I don't mean ordinary guards in the street. I'm not talking about they're ordinary decent people. Most of them. I'm talking about their corrupt leadership. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, fascinating article. I recommend you read it. Okay. The next article is one. And when I read it, I got very, very confused. It's written by a man called Brendan O'Connor, and it's quite a long article. And the heading for this is, we can't shut the church down, so what do we do? And basically he starts crying about the church, and isn't this dreadful that the church has got itself into this situation, as if it all happened yesterday. And the church can't rescue itself, so somebody's going to have to rescue the church. It's dreadful. I tell you, I didn't sleep last night worrying about it. I didn't sleep last night until about 3 o'clock. I tossed and turned worrying about what was going to happen to the church. I really did. I was deeply concerned about it. I really did. So anyway, he says we can't shut the church down, so what do we do? He says some sort of external state agency, specifically the guards. The guards will have to investigate the church. It's like something you read about. It's like something a joke. It's like black humour. But I think there's more to it than that. And I have a funny feeling. I just wonder about this man. I wonder, is he involved with the Opus Dei or something like that? Because it reads something like that. This article reads something like that. I mean, like, he doesn't say, for instance, 2 obvious things you could do if you wanted. You can introduce him as a private members bill tomorrow in Dollar, and it wouldn't matter if they were defeated. Boy, would it bring about some controversy. Just 2 things. All you have to do is say that when these fellas are out in the real world, I'm talking about priests and brothers and all that, they can't wear clothes like us. Because what they are is, a large number of them are frauds. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. So they can't go around dressed like the rest of us. Because the bulk of us, large numbers of us, aren't running around raping and sodomizing hundreds of children. And we are what we are. I'm what I am. Like, if you stop me and identify, I'm not a priest or a Christian brother in Mufti. You know what I mean? I'm what I am. I'm just a citizen, a Joe citizen. So that's the first thing. When they come out and they're in the real world, what to do behind closed doors in their orders and all that in their buildings, that's a different thing. But when they come out here in the real world, they have to wear a uniform, a priest uniform. Like the way a guard has to wear a guard's uniform. So you can identify him and say, he's a guard. He's a guard. That fellow there. Alright, that's the first thing. And the second thing is, they should, under a major criminal code, they should not be allowed on their own to have any contact with children. End of story. Now, there's two simple things. That would solve a lot of problems. Anyway, I don't see Brent O'Connor recommending those two things. Oh no, the church might get upset. Can't shut the church down. Can't shut the church down. Then the most extraordinary article in this whole church thing is written by a man called, he's a priest. Father Brant Darcy, his name is. I have to read this out to you. I have to read this out to you. Right? This is because you have to read this whole thing. But then, let me say, hold on a minute. Where is this? I can't find it. Where is this? Oh yeah, here we go here. Well, listen to this paragraph here. This is Brant Darcy speaking. First of all, as a child, I was sexually abused by a priest. I have to listen to this carefully. And at school, as a first-year student, I was sexually abused by a priest of the order of which I now belong. And I've also been a superior in this order for a long time. And every time you try and remove these guys from ministries, you are met with the sternest opposition. And there seems to be this idea that people should not be given a second chance. There's a false sense of forgiveness, a false sense of loyalty. Now, am I reading that right? Does that say that as a child he was sexually abused by a priest? And that at school, as a first-year student, he was sexually abused by a priest of the order of which he now belongs? And now he's the head of the order? I mean, have I just read that? That's what I read. Have a read of this. It's about, it's near the bottom. It's near the bottom. I have to come back here. Just hold on. I have to come